What's up, everybody? Sonia back again for another episode of Twins Talk Tubi. And we are at the end of the month. And if you've been watching our videos, you know that this month, all our movies are about Halloween. So things that happen on Halloween night and things like that. So the movie that we chose for this week is All Hallows Eve 2. And this is a sequel to obviously All Hallows Eve. Although it's not directly connected because they don't have the same like stories and everything. But we'll get into that. This movie came out in 2014, and the premise of the movie goes as follows. Alone at Halloween, a young woman finds a VHS tape on her doorstep. As she watches the tape, she witnesses a collection of gruesome tales, each one more unnerving than the last. All right. And as we always do, we're going to start this off by giving our first time reaction of the movie. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Oh,
Mhm.
I really like this movie. I thought so. So the movie is like I said. A woman finds a VHS tape, and she's alone on Halloween, and she starts watching it. And the VHS tape has a bunch of different stories, so it's like kind of like an anthology. And the woman in the beginning, there's a story of her own, that one. But there's several little movies on that VHS tape that she watches, different movies. I thought majority of the
So
movies.
I'm gonna change. Well, okay, I'm gonna change my answer. I'm gonna say this because there are a couple of the skits that were decent. So I'll change. I'm changing my answer like that.
I thought most of the mini movies were pretty good. And I was, you know, for the most part, most of them I was interested in. That kept me interested, and I thought they were all different. They had like different topics.
Hmm.
Um, and I mean, I liked it. We did see, we did see, um, I did see a while ago All Hallows Eve.
Hmm.
The first one. Not for this, just I watched it. And if I don't know if you guys are aware, but that was the introduction of Art the Clown, in All Hallows Eve. He's not in this movie at all. But I remember, I kind of remember the first one, and I thought it was just, eh, I didn't think too much of it, that it was anything like memorable, really. But I really did like this one. I thought so. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the some of the let's see, where is the mini stories that I liked. So I liked the first one, Jack Attack.
That's pretty good.
With babysitter babysitting a little boy, and they're carving jack-o'-lanterns, and they eat the pumpkin seeds, and the boy starts choking on it, and she tries to get the pumpkin seed out, and then she ends up pulling out like a little mini pumpkin, like, and it's, I guess it's like a kind of like a evil.
Well, there's a lot. There's a little bit that went on before that. Like they're roasting the pumpkin seeds from the pumpkin they carved, and then they start to all of them. They start to eat the pumpkin seeds like most people do, right? And then you see the little boy, like you said, he's choking. So babysitter's trying to get him to cough out
Yeah.
seed or to just to get to coughing, and she realizes she can't do it, and then lays him on the ground to try and do CPR and stuff. And then, which kind of annoyed me a little bit, that she went to get a knife to cut him to do like a
Yes, he did a
straight.
tracheotomy on him.
I'm like,
Yeah, I thought that was
I suppose that's a possibility if this babysitter was also a nurse or some kind of medical
right.
student, but they didn't address that. I can't see. I know it's a movie before you guys
Yeah.
come at me. I know it's a movie and things happen in movies that don't necessarily happen in real life. I totally get it. But I just thought that I can't really see like a babysitter trying to do that.
Yeah, no,
I
I
would have
agree with
thought
I
I was
agree with
over the
you.
whole time I was thinking like call 911.
Oh yeah, for
Like
sure.
why are you not calling 911?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So that kind of annoyed me. I thought the story was decent. That was it was and it was interesting and I never saw anything like that in another like movie or anything. So I give it points for that.
Yeah.
But I when I got to that point I was like, oh, it just that part just annoyed me and that's why I'm like I didn't that's why I gave it the score I gave it or the reaction.
Okay.
Um and then so yes, so she can't get it out and then she does do the tracheotomy and she starts seeing this like she sees
Like
like
a
a
vine.
cord and then she starts pulling it out and realizes it's a vine and and then she's there and she's like actually just pulling this thing out. I'm like, dude, this is not enough for you to call. And again, I know it's a movie, but I was just like,
Yeah.
come on. And
I
then
mean, I didn't I understand what you mean because
even if she called 911 and they don't get there in time and they're on them dead for the reasons that happened. Okay. But I'm just like,
yeah.
I just thought that was odd. Anyway, she does that. She's doing that. She's pulling the vine out, and then you see his stomach kind of bulging
Yeah.
and
It makes
expanding.
like it looks like something's growing.
Yeah, and then it starts to open up, and this little like pumpkin
Little
comes out,
pumpkin. Yeah.
like a evil.
Like little a bunch of little ones.
Yeah, but like spilling out with the
Yeah.
gut. Like gore factor is okay here too. So if you
And then it starts happening to
what
her.
is that? Right. And then she's freaking out, of course, whatever, and lays back and falls back and she starts getting like a pain and you see, and then the same thing starts happening to her.
Right.
Stomach expands and after a while it busts wide open and little pumpkins spill out and a bunch of vines
And they start
things. And they
growing
start
out.
to grow and kind of like wiggle out into
Yeah, because at the end
the
of the scene for this short, the girl's boyfriend shows up at the house he's outside of the house and he sees the vines like kind of growing on the windows, like it's kind of taking over the house, and that's like where
right.
it
And
kind of
also the dog got it too at the end because he was
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
good. And you see the
Um,
dog, same thing with the dog expanding, and you kind of they don't show the dog kind of
yeah,
expanding. They just kind of pan away, and then you kind of hear the
yeah,
pop, and you
yeah.
know that
And
the dog,
obviously
you know,
he met the same fate.
went through the same fate as the kid and the
Yeah.
babysitter.
Yeah. So
So
yeah, I get what you mean about all that because I agree with you. In normal situation, that's something you would do. But I didn't really think too much about that because I was just thinking it was just like a movie and it was
I was thinking about that while I was watching it, and I was like,
yeah,
but
but that didn't make me think that the movie was that they didn't make me think that that short was like didn't annoy me enough to say, oh, I didn't really like it. And so whatever, but anyway, that was one of my favorite ones. Another one that I liked, even though it's not necessarily a new theme in like horror, you know, shorts or even movies and things like that. But there was one that was called the Tricker's Treat, Mr. Tricker's Treat, and it was like this. It was basically just this like uh crazy, I guess he's crazy man that he killed these teenagers and put them outside as decorations for his Halloween display. And it seemed like, you know, he might have other around or he's done it before because he has a big Halloween display in front of his house. And then at some point a girl starts walking by and kind of that, to come and say, hey, Mr. I forgot, Mr. Tricker. Uh what kind of like questioning the display, and then she kind of laughs, says, oh no, I love your displays, it looks so real, and she starts and he gets a little nervous, and then at the end we see that he takes her as well to include her in the Halloween decoration. So I thought that was a fun one. So I like that one. There was also another one that I like called The Masochist. There was a carnival, and there was a carnival game, and there was someone on a board, and then he invites a few teenagers to throw or throw like these things like knives and different things at this spinning wheel where there was someone attached to it, and they pick their weapons, and then one of the and then when they reveal who the person is, it's the father of one of the boys, and he's pleading with him, help me, get me out of here, son, and everything. And then the boy raises his shirt, and you see all these bruises. So then you see that the father been abusive to him, so he happy to do this, and he takes out his revenge and stuff. I thought that was a good one too. So, and yeah, and all the other ones, I think there was
I
about,
thought they were kind of I thought some of them were kind of boring to be honest. And I did like the one. There was one where there was a woman that went over to her friend's house, and it was an apartment building, and they
oh
went
yes,
inside, and she went up to the apartment, and she went, looking for her friend, and
that one was called The Descent.
yeah, and she went to the bedroom, and she saw the friend lying dead on the bed, and she's like, oh my God, kind of freaking out. But she's outside of the bedroom door. She sees a man coming out, I guess the bathroom
Mm-hmm.
within the
Yeah, I
bedroom,
think so.
and she hides in the closet. And she had left her phone and bag in on the countertop downstairs. So she was upstairs in the closet hiding out from this guy. And her phone starts to ring downstairs, and the guy goes down, I guess, and then leaves. And after a while, the woman is at work, and she's leaving from work late, going home, and she's leaving, and she's going into the elevator, and there's someone in the elevator. It was another, like a coworker or someone in the building there, and she's leaving, and she knows who this killer guy is. Like, she doesn't know
Right,
who he is, but she knows what he looks like. And she could see him through the
right.
little slits in the closet.
In the
So
closet,
she
yeah.
knows, and she sees him when she's by the bed, right? In the elevator. They're going down to the lobby, and one of the floors, the elevator opens, and this guy is there. Apparently, he works in the building too. And she sees him.
Yeah,
She knows who he is. He doesn't know who she is.
right,
She's just there, kind of going on the elevator. After a while, of course, the elevators stop working,
right.
kind of shuts down, or
They get stuck in the
gets stuck on
elevator.
one of the floors,
Yeah,
and she's getting freaked out. And he was like, "Oh, don't worry, this happens." And they're kind of like waiting, and he's I feel like he's kind of trying to chat. He's not really trying to be nice and stuff, but he is kind of saying things, and she's
yeah. And she's just nervous, and
nervous. And
yeah,
then he, I guess, just starts to act like she's claustrophobic and needs to get out of the elevator, but it's more reasons than that, obviously.
right. To get
And
away
after
from
a
home.
while, they're in the elevator, and he hear and her phone rings, and he hears, and he realizes who she is. And then they start to kind of scuffle
She
and everything, and then she ends up killing
ends
him.
up stabbing him with a pen.
Yeah. She kills him, and then like she gets out of the elevator, and she's in the lobby with the security guards, and she gets down there, and she's kind of like, help me, and they look and see, and they drawing their gun at her and calling the police, and she's there, like, and she looks over at the guy that she killed, and it ended up not being that guy, it was
Well,
somebody.
she looked at the security guard, and she looked at the clerk at the back,
Right. And it looked like the guy.
and they looked like the killer.
Yes, it looked
So
like the
she was
killer.
just like, "What is going on here?" And they were talking to her as if, "Don't move, stay where you are, and we're gonna call the police." And then when after like I guess a little bit that she kind of like wakes up a little bit, she looks at the dead body in the elevator, and she sees that is not the person. It's a completely different person. And then when she
Yeah.
looks back at the guard and the clerk,
They
they are
are
also different people.
right.
So it was kind of like she was going a little mad, and she,
Right. And
you
she
know,
Yeah, and so
She
she
thought she saw the
killed a
face
stranger.
of this person, but
Harry.
it ended up really not being that.
Right.
So yeah, that one was a good one too. I thought it was a
So
pretty
I
good one.
like that. I think my favorite out of all of them, the first one with the kid with the pumpkin seeds,
Jack
and
Attack.
this one was were my favorites.
Yeah.
The rest, I thought they were kind of, I'll say they were interesting
Hmm.
stories, but I don't know. I was just bored with
Oh,
it.
I wasn't bored at all. I wasn't bored with any of them. Like I said, there was some that I liked more than others, but overall, I wasn't bored at all with any
Mm.
of them in this movie. So I thought it was pretty good.
Okay,
So
okay. And well, I guess we should say also, this movie was not directed by Damien Leone, but
no,
he did
I think
he
he
did produce
produced
it.
it. Yeah.
So he is a part of this movie
Mm,
in some
yes,
way.
and I think there is All Hallows Eve 3.
Oh,
I
really?
think. I think. I feel like I saw it. Not that I saw the movie. I feel like I saw that they do have one. So,
Okay.
um,
Hmm.
and I'm sure it'll be like the same thing with little mini movies and everything. So it'll be interesting to watch that one too.
If it's
Because
on Tubi, we could review it next
yeah,
Halloween.
yeah, we have to check it out. So, all right. Again, thanks guys for watching us here in Twin Talk Tubi. As always, you can catch us here on our YouTube channel, Horror Flick Chicks on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. You should go watch all our Twin Talk Tubi movies, which we have a new video posted every Tuesday. Um, and next week is going to be the start of a whole new month, which means a whole new theme. So we hope you check us out. And as I said, subscribe to our channel. You can watch our Twist Talk 2 episodes. And also we have a podcast too. We have the Horror Flick Chicks podcast, which is also on our YouTube. So you can watch that if you subscribe as well. And you can follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Threads. Make sure you give us a follow, Horror Flick Chicks, and give us a like and let us know what you think of our videos. We'd love to hear from you guys. And we will see you again next week for another episode of Twin Talk Tubi.
Yeah.
And as always, it's Sandra and Sonia of the Horror Flick Chicks signing out. Bye.